It was a year ago when Typhoon Sendong caused a catastrophe in the Philippines. Recently, Pablo hit the shores of Mindanao and some parts of Visayas like Dumaguete City. And we ask right now, how did Dumaguete survive Pablo?
Ms. Rosaleo Amparado is one of the victims of Tropical Storm Pablo. She lives at Upper Batingal, Dumaguete City, where the residents living in that area were mostly affected by the typhoon.
As ako na diri silong, then tingala lang mi nga naay mi hugno sa among balay ba, lubi na ito siya.
Rosaleo is one of the 41,000 people who fled their homes and evacuated to higher grounds in the Visayas and Mindanao as Typhoon Pablo made a landfall on a Tuesday, December 4, 2012. A total of 8,283 families preemptively evacuated in regions 8, 10, 11, and 13, specifically in the provinces of Leyte, Surigao, Agusan del Norte, Misamis Oriental, Lanao del Norte, and Davao Oriental. This year, Rosaleo tries to move on despite the tragedy that happened during Typhoon Pablo. She shares to us how her family coped with the Christmas season and New Year's Eve.
Baligya mo baboy para lang makasugod ba. Kani temporary pa man Kani amo ang ato.
Just like Rosaleo, Nasilda Yocos also experienced a difficult New Year for her family. She's a neighbor of Rosaleo who had a total damage in her own house. That also led to a different New Year for her and her family.
Karon wala jud. Kaya napapukoy college na panahon dining balay.
Despite the tragedy that happened to the families of both Rosaleo and Nasil, both thank the Lord that nobody was hurt during the occurrence of the Typhoon Pablo. Even though it is their first time to have this kind of New Year, it was still a blessing that their families are complete.
Wala ara. Diha ra man ko skilled jud dito nga side.
Ang mga bata,
Usara akong bata.
Namit tanan. Unya, ugat-ugan mo. Ang akong kani, ugat kani siya, ugat na po ni mangkod nga laki. Moy na latugan na sa ako mo na naog sa bintana. Siya po naghulbot sa mga bata, tapos po siya naog itsa po niya.
According to Adrian Cedillo, Capital Information Officer, the Office of the Governor has lauded the local government units, government agencies, and the public for undertaking preemptive measures that led to a relatively minimal damage of properties and lives. Governor Roel Digamo had already given the go signal for the return to their respective houses, the 600 families who were brought to evacuation centers in 10,000 cities the following day. The post-disaster assessment of damage of infrastructure, private property, and agricultural crops and livestock started as the weather cleared by the following day. The Philippine Coast Guard here in Dumaguete, relatively the new modern passenger terminal, incurred the most damage, and offices of the PCG itself, the Philippine Ports Authority, and the Bureau of Customs were also flooded with seawater. The floating barge of Delta Ferries, which was anchored to one of the piers, was dislodged and pushed to the shoreline, hitting the Rizal Boulevard seawall, where it now lies grounded. No vessels were docked at the port during the storm surge, and no one was reported hurt. Although around 60 families in the coastal barangay of Look, where the port is located, were evacuated to safer ground after rising water levels that flooded their homes. As the Dumagueteños welcome 2013, great hopes await the victims of Pablo. Despite the catastrophe brought to the people of Dumaguete, they still continue the spirit of celebrating New Year with contentment in their hearts.